That's that same unit. Okay? Right. You're like, oh my goodness, you must have put $25,000 into that unit. No, I didn't. $1.9 million is $9,500. That's all we spent on the entire property. Each unit rental ran between $5,000 and $6,000. We're still doing it, right? So for you two that are going to go see it tomorrow, I'll show you guys firsthand what we're going to do, right? What we're doing. For those of you guys that aren't going to go, I'll tell you. Those are pretty cool looking cabinets, right? Huh? Wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. That's the same cabinet. Huh. What did he do? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So what did I do? I painted them. You take the doors off. You paint the box. You buy new doors and put new doors on. I can reface that entire cabinet package for $500, right? Those cabinets are awesome. Those must be granite. Are those granite? No. That's Formica. How much does that cost? Some landlord tell me how much does Formica cost in an apartment in a small little kitchen like that? Right. $250 just for the cat. Now the labor's not included, right? Then the appliance package. There's a dish. There's a stove with a glass top, a fridge here. Some units have dishwashers. The two bedrooms and 2-bedroom townhomes have dishwashers. This could be a one. It doesn't have it. Okay. And this is by the way. I mean, we don't rent them furnished, right? This is the model. Okay. All right. Lovely, lovely. Doo-doo brown on the outside. Why not doo-doo brown on the inside, right? Doo-doo brown wood. Why do y'all love wood paneling down here? You know, this is like the Fayetteville wallpaper is wood paneling, right? You know, nice little pass through here. You know, lovely little 1973 chandelier hanging here. And doo-doo brown shag carpet that lovely matches the doo-doo brown walls, because that's, of course, what we would do, is to make the walls match the carpet. Of course we would, right? So, okay. So the lighting might be a little bit of a pain, but we put in laminate vinyl plank flooring, okay? Lvp flooring. Some of the units have we've actually found out we could save a few bucks by just doing like the laminate sheets. So that's what we started doing, is laminate sheet. We just painted the doo-doo brown walls, okay? You don't have to replace these things. You will not get any more rent for replacing wood paneling, okay? It'll make you feel better to replace it. It'll boost your ego. Be like, hey, it's gone now, that ugly wood paneling, but it's not going to make you any more rent. So just paint it. If you just can't stand yourself, then put a 1/4-inch piece of sheetrock on top of it, okay? All right, but do not pull it off, because you'll open up this whole wall. Then you have to insulate. Then if you discover knob and tube, you got to replace the wire. You know, I'm talking construction talk and stuff like that. But just leave it all in place. Just paint it, okay? Drop in a new light fixture. That right there, you know. Not bad, huh? Okay? Right? Okay. Now, the property had a bad name because I didn't, it's just not that good of a name. It had a really bad review on Facebook and on Google Pin Drop and stuff like that. So what you have to do sometimes for multifamily is you've got to Control-Alt-Delete and reboot it, and say, okay, if the property has a really bad name, bad reputation, bad everything, well, it's not that anymore. It's Douglas Square on Hope Mills. That's right. Forget that other place. The other place is gone. Forget about it. I don't know where it went. This is the new place, right? Become a Google reviewer. All you guys, when you start going to restaurants and you go out anywhere, start leaving reviews on Google. Because if you do it enough, Google will give you enough street cred and enough power on Google that you can start making recommendations. You know what? They do it, right? I told them that the other place was closed because I'm a Google reviewer. The other place is the other place is out of business. The other name that this place used to have, that place is not there anymore. The next day it was gone, right? Because I'm a Google reviewer. I should know, right? So, right? So all of you guys, whenever you go anywhere, sign up for Google reviews if you're so open to it. They start giving you street cred. They're like, this guy must know what he's talking about. He reviewed the Chick-fil-A last week. Now he's reviewing this apartment complex. Right? Some ways you got to get the voice somehow or another, right? So we rebranded the complex Douglas Square on Hope Mills, and Listen, I swear to you, I did not buy here because my father's from here. It was one of the reasons why we bought here, because I knew the market, but not because I'm trying to do a little shout out to my dad. It's a nice little perk sometimes in real estate that we get to, like, it's got to need a name. Hey, wait a minute, my dad grew up like 2 miles from the place. Might as well give it a cool name. You know, why not? So that's how that name came about. Okay. But because it needed a new name, because it had a really awful reputation in the market, okay? So, cool, more branding, signage, and stuff like that. You can now see it from Hope Mills Road because it was kind of like a none of your business complex. The leasing office is back inside the complex, and there's no signage that led you there. It's like, where's the leasing office? Don't worry about it. None of your business, right? This complex also had, talking about like why we had to rebrand it. The complex had not one, not two, not three, but 4 active drug dealers living on the complex. The SWAT team came out. We had police officers undercover as maintenance people, like walking around doing work orders, air quote, right, and stuff like that, casing out what was going on in the market. You know, we bought the property at 80% occupancy. Within 3 months, it was down to 60%, and within 2 more months, it was down to 40%. Right. We changed what was there because it was not a well-run complex. Had a lot of people that were there just not paying their rent. They were squatting and all kinds of shenanigans going on, right? So we de-shenanigan the property. We thought, you know, and got a lot of those folks out that were causing problems and not being very good stewards of the property, very good residents, and we've attracted new. And we dropped in playgrounds. There's nothing for people to do in a complex with no amenities like that. These playgrounds cost very little, okay, compared to what you get out of them, okay? So we dropped in a playground. We dropped in a few other amenities, like a little dog park. Not very happy with the dog park, but what do you do? That's the saddest dog park on the planet, isn't it? Yeah, it really is. It's sad. Yeah, it's my fault for not being specific about it, but these playgrounds are awesome. You know, I brought my son down here. My son, Zachary Douglas, after Douglas Square. I brought him down here. I got a picture of him playing around this complex. That is the coolest thing. Can we put one of those in our backyard, Dad? I'm like, no, we're good. Just here, son. Just here. So, what's that? I said if he rents one of those apartments. He could. Right. When you get older, kid. You know, you pay me $650 a month, right? So, questions about value add? All right, cool. All right, expect the unexpected. And this is a few spots. I mean, you know, you guys, again, I'm not like the folks you see on Facebook or that are out there on the market that are just pounding their chest talking about how awesome they are buying apartment buildings and stuff like that. You know, we got our teeth kicked in a few times. And so here's a few ways that we got tripped up and just things that showed up and how we worked around it, okay? Here was the issue. Here was the solution. This will likely happen to you also unless you pay close attention to Matt Faircloth and do what I recommend you do, right? All right. The issue was tenant had a fire, okay? Tenant comes home from work. She's working the night shift, okay? Goes and puts herself on a pot of whatever on the stove, okay? Works the night shift. Probably works day shift too. God bless her. Probably working 2 shifts to make it all work and stuff like that. Falls asleep on the couch, okay? Falls asleep on the couch while her dinner's cooking on the stove. The dinner keeps on cooking while she's sleeping, and the dinner burns up, and she wakes up to the sound of the smoke alarm going off, okay? She jumps up, doesn't put the fire out, the right thing to do, runs in her son's room, grabs her son out of his room, runs out of the property onto the street, calls the fire department from the street, okay? They come out, put the fire out, so we had a major fire in one of our units, okay? So that's a bad thing. That could have kicked my butt on insurance, but the tenant had renter's insurance. So I went after them, right? Your knucklehead tenant lit my unit on fire, right? So what they did, they rented her another unit in my complex because she wanted to live there because her mama lived there, so she moved to another unit, okay? That's good. I'll take that. She moved to an upgraded unit, by the way. So she moves into an upgraded unit, and they pay me the money that it takes to renovate that apartment. Pretty good. We're still renovating it right now, okay? Contractor cheats you. So we originally hired a contractor on the property that was, I mean, it's just hard to explain how this guy did this, but we were renovating units and replacing appliances with those schwanky, you know, black finish ones, right? Well, what happened to the white ones? You know, I don't know. Maybe they fell off a truck. Maybe they went away. I don't know. It turns out this guy was selling them, right? And he was also getting ahead of us and going into units we hadn't rented yet. And we're like, where's the appliances in these units? We started to see what was going on. And he was going like 10 to 15 steps ahead of us. And all of a sudden, magically, all these units that we were about to renovate in a month or two didn't have appliances. Huh, where'd they go? You know? He's selling them, you know? We found out after we let him go, this scrapper comes by and he's like, you got any more appliances for me? I'm like, no, jerk off, get out of here. And give me back all the ones. Give me back everything else that he, you know. Anyway, guy had a local homeless guy working for him on his crew, right?